Sports Illustrated dropped their top 100 NBA players list, giving props to our dynamic duo De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, along with rising star Keegan Murray, our bench leader Malik Monk, and our newest addition in DeMar DeRozan. Sup guys, so this insane top 100 NBA players list just dropped, giving props to not one, not two or three, but five of our Sacramento Kings players, and that is just absolutely insane as it just further proves how loaded this roster really is. When you want to really take a deep dive into it, we have one of the most, well-crafted rosters, and we can give our general manager McNair props as he's just insane and continues to surpass every expectation that has been set upon him. And I just can't wait to see how, these five top 100 NBA players are going to play together next season, how it's going to mesh together next season. But before we get into the rest of the video, welcome back to Kings Digest. The channel is showcasing all of the upcoming Sacramento Kings news, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as YouTube is still telling me 89% of you guys still aren't yet subscribed. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and let's try to get to 500 subs before the next season gets here, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any of the future content. Now let's dive into today's report because we got a lot to get through. As it states, the Sacramento Kings have loaded up with talent heading into the 2024-25 NBA season, headlined by the addition of DeMar DeRozan to play alongside stars De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. With just one playoff appearance in the last 18 years, the Kings have much to prove to be taken seriously, regardless of who's on their roster. But the talent on the Sacramento team is undeniable, and that is without a doubt. As on paper, and we're going to see it hopefully showcase on court next season, we do have one of the deepest rosters in the league. When all their teams pop at the top of my head, like the Celtics, their team is just, obviously stacked, but just so in depth when it comes to their bench as well. And I believe the Sacramento Kings are definitely up there when it comes to being an in-depth team, and our bench rotation is lethal as well. I believe that we can definitely do some damage, but let's head into the first ranking as it got Malik Monk at number 84. Monk is 26 and coming off of a career best season, averaging 15.5 points and 5 assists per game, on his way to being the runner-up in Sixth Man of the Year voting. The talented guard landed a 4-year, $78 million deal to stay in Sacramento this offseason. And thank you so much, Malik Monk, for taking that pay cut, as that is an absolute steal for this type of caliber of a player. Malik Monk, he's insane, and he's definitely going to showcase that again next season as he led our bench last year and just, he exceeded every expectation set upon him. He definitely would have got that Sixth Man of the Year if he didn't get injured, sadly, at the end of last season. But his expectations are they're as high as ever right now, especially coming off of that phenomenal career best season. I'm expecting him to, if he gets that starting position, because it's a question if Mike Brown is going to start him or have him come off the bench again and just do what he did for us again last season. But I'm expecting him to take another big jump and just excel if he does get that starting role, as obviously he does deserve it. It's just a question to see if Mike Brown wants to add a more defensive-oriented guard like Keon Ellis into that starting rotation. If he's going to go back with Kevin Huerter, see if he's going to bounce back and become the player he was for us, a couple seasons ago, and bounce back from that disappointing last season. But there's so many different options that Mike Brown could go with. But anyways, I do think Malik Monk is going to excel with whatever role Mike Brown gives him heading into the next season. Well, let's head into the next rating, as Keegan Murray is at number 82, just 2 spots ahead of Sacramento star six-man. Keegan Murray continues to climb the NBA ladder. The 24-year-old forward was the 4th overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft, and even after breaking the record for most three-pointers made by a rookie, he continues to live up to expectations, and honestly, he surpassed expectations, as even at such a young age, and he's still destined to make another jump in his development. He's already one of the league's most promising 3-and-D wings, and as he continues to show his aggressiveness on defense and show how willing he is to just not, he doesn't want to wow you with his flashiness. He's there to do his job. Mike Brown gives him a role, and he is there to play his role, and that is play his phenomenal defense and knock down threes at an insane clip, which he shown he can do. And I mean, if he comes back next season playing, aggressive defense like he always has been, and to continue to shoot the three lights out like he has been doing for us, he's going to help Sacramento propel to a dangerous playoff team, as we are destined to make a deep run this year, I believe. But let's head into the rest of the ratings, as this is the first questionable one for me, as DeMar DeRozan is ranked at 45, and obviously he's getting up there in age at 35 years old, but I do believe he's still one of the league's most elite shot creators. I mean, you give DeMar DeRozan the ball, he can get to his spot at will, and he is one of the league's most clutch players. Regardless of his age, he's going to get that bucket more times than not, and there is only a few guys you fear as much as you fear Debo with the ball in crunch time. And I mean, he is up there with some of the league's most elite players when it comes to his clutchness and his ability to create shots. And we all know how elite he is. So let's just get into the statement. As I got the newest star to join the Kings, is one of the oldest to be named a top 50 player in the league. The 35-year-old continues to dominate with the ball in his hands, averaging 24 points and 5.3 assists per game last season, with a second consecutive top 3 finish in Clutch Player of the Year voting. And that's just insane that we got De'Aaron Fox, who was the league's most clutch player, a couple of seasons ago. DeMar DeRozan finished top 3 just last season. We got an insane roster crafted for crunch time, as teams are going to fear heading into that fourth quarter. If we are in a neck and neck game, going into that fourth quarter is going to be devastating for some teams, as they are going to fear us, and as you should. I mean, we got alongside, the league's two most clutch players in Fox and DeRozan, we got do-it-all center Domantas Sabonis that is without a doubt going to make the right reads and the right play at crunch time. He's one of the most smartest big men in the league. He's right behind Jokic for the best big man playmaker. So, I mean, we are going to be a team to fear when we're heading into that fourth. But let's head into the other ratings, the last two, as number 24, we got De'Aaron Fox. Despite being omitted from another All-Star and All-NBA appearance last season, Fox continued to dominate the league. The 26-year-old point guard averaged 26.6 points, 5.6 assists, and a league-high 2 steals per game on his way to establishing himself as one of the NBA's top guards. And this is definitely something to, be excited about, as he led the NBA in steals last season, and we all know De'Aaron Fox was always a great defender with his quickness, his lateral quickness, and his quick hands. He is one of the league's best pickpocketers. You don't get the nickname Swipe of the Fox for no reason, but he is going to continue to be that elite two-way guard that we need, and if he continues to do what he did for us last season, we're only going to excel even more. As I mean, he's going to have to give up a few more shots to DeMar DeRozan and sit back a bit more, but I think that's only going to be more beneficial as he can just, you know, kind of just pick and choose his spots on offense, kind of facilitate the floor more, and when it comes time to let Debo do his thing, he'll just sit back and just watch DeMar go to work and just watch the DeRozan show. But we all know how fun it is to watch DeMar DeRozan isolation, on the wing, because that's like honestly one of my favorite things to watch. But I'm just so excited to see how this team is gonna work together. I just can't wait for October 24th. Let's head into the last rating. Domantas Sabonis ranked at number 20, and this is another one that I believe, is a bit odd, as I do think he could be a bit higher in my opinion. But Sabonis, at 28 years old, lands as the highest ranked King on the list. Sabonis had a historic 2023-24 season, breaking the record for most consecutive double-doubles with 61, leading the league in double-doubles at 77, triple-doubles in 26, and rebounds per game with 13.7. And to think that there is 19 more players in the league that's better than this man is just a bit mind-boggling, and I do think, and I believe you guys are going to agree with me, and let me know down in the comments if you do think that there's a couple of things you would change about these rankings, but I do think Sabonis could be a bit higher as he continues to get overlooked and continues to be underrated, as he is so elite that people just don't even understand how impactful his game really is, as a lot of his, you know, best abilities on the basketball court might not even show up on the stat sheet, and he still puts up the stats, which is the crazy thing. I mean, he's putting up 8 assists as a center. Like, only Jokic is doing that. No other big is doing that. And leading the league in rebounds per game at an undersized, unathletic center. Like, he is continued to get overlooked, and it just blows my mind how he doesn't get the respect that he definitely deserves. But that's all for today's video, guys. Again, let me know down in the comments what you would change about these rankings, and peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one.